Hello and welcome. I am a multi-dimensional spiritual being that's having a human experience. My name is Neil, and if you're new to the channel, I invite you to like and comment and subscribe to this channel for future content, and also be sure and share this video so that it can assist in reaching out to more people. So what am I inspired to be with my life? What are you inspired to be with your life? Those are questions, and that's an example of a quality question. And how you receive quality answers is that you ask quality questions. And another thing with questions is that your conscious focus, like your awareness, is directed by your questions. So when you ask the question, what am I inspired to be with my life? Your conscious attention, your focus, your subconscious mind so that's two different things. So your conscious awareness is now focused on what you're inspired to be with your life, as well as your subconscious mind is finding reasons and answers that are answering the question that you just asked and verbalized, and it's now coming up with answers within you to answer that question. And so our questions guide our focus, and what we focus on expands, and where our focus goes, energy flows. So when we focus on something by asking questions about that thing, we tune into it with our conscious and our subconscious awareness, and now that thing that we're focusing on is getting energy put into it, and now that is growing. So the question that I want to ask you right now is, where are you putting your focus, and what kind of questions are you using to guide your focus? And if you're somebody that is looking at the world and you're recognizing that it could be a different way, there's a new way, but you're still going to a job you don't like, you're having this surface level conversation that's all just stemming from the head, it's thoughts and memories that are being regurgitated, and there's little to no essence in them, and you recognize and you feel that there's more, there's depth, there's something more, a deeper level of conversation, a deeper level of engagement, a real engagement with life and interacting with it in a way that you're being blessed while you're being a contribution to people around you, and also to Mother Earth. So so be very conscious of where your focus and where your awareness is going. And I want to just continue here with, so that ties into, okay, so what is your desired outcome? And if you don't have a desired outcome, then that's essentially, you can be, if you don't have an outcome for your life, somebody else is already planning an outcome for you. So if you want to just wait and see what that outcome is that somebody's planning for you, be ready to go transhumanism, be ready to receive the vaccination and multiple of the vaccinations, be ready to have technology implemented underneath your skin that doesn't just add to who you are, it literally changes who you are from the inside out. And and that occurs naturally. And how that occurs naturally, us changing from the inside out, is that we receive light. We receive, and this light is information that's coming from the sun. We receive information from the plants that we eat. We receive information from earth. When we plant our feet on the ground, when we literally dig our toes into the mud, into the grass, that's a giving and receiving of information of earth, of Mother Earth, Father Sky, and us being a conduit for it to flow through. And this information changes us from the inside, and then that is expressed outwardly. And what this so that's the natural way of us evolving and growing. And so so what's your desired outcome? And another thing with this is that if I desire an outcome, the price of it doesn't matter. If I have a big enough why, I'll find a way, and I'll become resourceful, and I am resourceful. And so what's your why? What's your reason for doing anything? And take a look at yourself and ask yourself this. And what's my reason for filming this video? What's my intention? What's my intention with the words that are emanating from my mouth right now? And so finding out your why, your intention for expressing, your intention for being, your intention for anything that you're doing or not doing, and just literally what's your intention for being right now, and what's your intention for the way that you're being and the way that you're showing up and expressing yourself. So continuing, so when right now we're in the age of Aquarius, and in the age of Aquarius is the information age, and right now there's so much information. You could argue there's too much information, and there's so much information and misinformation and real information mixed into misinformation, that how we process things and how we look at the world is and can be bombarded by this information input that's being received. And you get out what you put in, and that goes to any area of your life. So for example, like your food. What do you want your body to look like? How do you want to feel after you eat? What do you want your energy levels to be like? And based on that, and so you have a way that you want to feel. So now you eat based on how you want to feel. So you literally become your food, and also like your food, what you put in is what you're able to express. So food contains information as well, and it contains thought forms and energy. And when we eat certain foods, these foods produce certain thought forms in our head. And some of those thought forms, essentially, they all come, the majority of them come through food. And a lot of the negativity and the things that people are experiencing in their own head is based directly on how you're eating. And are you eating live foods, or are you eating dead food? Has the food that you're eating, has that been just harvested today and freshly prepared and now eaten? Or has it been prepared 3 days ago and then been in the fridge and warmed up and been in the fridge and then warmed up again? That's dead food. That has no nutritional value, and it's already decomposing from the various warmings and heatings, and now you're eating decomposing food, and now you're gonna have decomposing levels of energy as well as decomposing thoughts. So what you put in, well, my point is, what you put in is what you get out. And there's sometimes, for myself, I do things that I don't want to do, but I do them because I see the value and the benefit of what I'm doing on the other side. And it may not be that fun in the moment, but I'm aware of the end result. And the end result is a feeling. And we're looking for a feeling. And when I say we're, whatever you're looking for, if it's that perfect relationship, if it's family, if it's community, if it's a new car, if it's a new house, if it's an animal, a pet, a dog or a cat or a horse, if it's any of that, if you're looking for something outside of you, what you're looking to acquire once you have that thing is that you'll feel a certain way. And we live in a world of energy, and it's all based on frequency and vibration. And so we recognize that we're looking for a feeling. So rather than going and buying the pet to receive that feeling, what we can do is feel that feeling within our bodies and visualize that thing in our mind. So we can visualize the pet in our mind, as well as feel what it feels like to already have it. And what will naturally occur is that now that we're already feeling the thing, and when I say the thing is the feeling that we wish to feel once we've acquired the pet. Now that we're already feeling it, and we don't have the pet, so we're just imagining it and feeling the feeling, now it doesn't matter if we receive the pet or if we don't, because we're already in that state. We already feel the way we would as if we already had the pet. So from there, the thing that you're looking at, your focus, and would be your pet in this instance. From there, there's a high likelihood that that pet that you're observing in your imagination and feeling the feeling, now that has a very high chance and opportunity of showing up in your external reality experience. And that is a method of manifestation. And manifest doesn't mean to make appear. It means to, or it doesn't mean to like create out of thin air. Like what manifest is to make obvious what's already there. And when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So when you can feel and perceive that you're already looking at the thing that you wish to acquire, that thing naturally begins to come through to fruition. So how I go about accomplishing things that I may not wish to accomplish is by building anticipation and inspiration. And this is a quote from Myron Goldman, and he talks about doing things that you don't want. So I'll just read the quote. So, build anticipation based in faith to accomplish goals that you don't feel like doing and you see the value and the benefit of doing them. Myron Goldman. So when we can build anticipation and inspiration about what you're about to accomplish, and it may not be the thing that you want to do, say, right now, but because you feel anticipation and inspiration about it, it flows naturally and it flows easier. And when you're in a state of inspiration, people can feel that. Inspiration is an energy. It's a way of being, and it's an attractive way of being. People gravitate towards people that are inspired. And for example, I could film this video like this, and I could be not inspired at all, and I could film the video, and the video would be what it is. And you feel the energy shift right now in how I'm expressing what I'm expressing. And I could speak like that, or I could just gravitate towards the flow of inspiration and ride the wave of inspiration. And when I ride the wave of inspiration, the energy is different. It just feels so natural. And so we have, when information comes at us, we have our inner guidance system. And I want to look into this more. Our inner guidance system. So, our inner guidance system is being directly affected when you allow others to be responsible for any area of your life. So, the moment you allow somebody to take responsibility for any area of your life, your inner guidance system, your intuition, your higher self, your soul essence is directly affected when you give away responsibility. You're responsible. You're responsible for your health. You're responsible for your relationships. You're responsible for your environment. You're responsible for the way you feel. Oh, your foot hurts. You're responsible for that. You're responsible for the way you communicate. You're responsible for your energy. You're responsible. And when you take full responsibility, your intuition grows and it expands and it becomes more accurate. And when you give away responsibility, now your inner guidance system is being affected in a negative way, and it's being less accurate. And so how you turn on your guidance system, how you connect to source, how you become more accurate into your decision making, is through taking responsibility. So we have thoughts come in, or any information. It could even be a fact. So you have a fact, and with a fact, we live in this plane of existence. We live in a plane of polarity. There's hot and cold. There's high. There's low. There's white. There's black. There's wet and there's dry. There's yin and yang. There's male and female, and these work together in harmony. And for example, male and female, this is the simplest example that I can present. There is only two genders, and so male and female, and with that, when you have a pole and you have a hole, those work together, and those work together in co-creation. And right now we have people on the planet that are putting together a hole and a hole, and that doesn't work. that's two females. Nothing, something creative can come from it, but nothing divine can creatively express from that. And another example would be a pole and a pole. When you put two poles together, two males, some creativity can be expressed, but not the divine creativity at its fullest surrender and optimum capacity. So when a male and a female come together, it's like a union of a third party. There's an energy that it's like a supernova. When they come together, there's an expansion of creative potential. And so we live in this polarity world, and when you have a fact come in, there's a positive aspect to the fact and there's a negative aspect to the fact, and you get to choose what to focus on. And how you focus on it is you ask questions, because questions direct your focus. And so now that fact goes into your head, and you get to focus on the positive aspect of the fact or the negative aspect of the fact. And this is any fact, this is any information that's coming in. There's two sides to every coin. There is no one-sided sheet of paper. It's two-sided. So with every adversity, there's an equal to or a greater than opportunity on the other side of that adversity. When you start to recognize this, it opens up a whole fucking closet of expansion. You open up the closet and you see the Grand Canyon. You're just like, whoa! Like, the bigger the problem is, the bigger the opportunity. So then the fact now goes in, and you get to choose what to focus on. And ideally, you're focused on the positive aspect, and that now goes in, and then a belief is created from that fact. And from that belief, there's also polarity with the belief. So the belief is either based on doubt or the belief is based on faith. And the belief based on doubt or faith is dependent upon whether you focused on the negative or positive aspects of the fact that came in the first place. And so when you look at the positive side of the fact, you are in faith. You create a belief based on faith in your mind, and you ingrain it. And then that belief created here from information received now goes to your heart. And from your heart, there's polarity that happens also. And the polarity here is inspiration and anticipation being positive attributes, and the other two are entropy or anxiety. And this all stems from the fact, the information that was received. So there's two options that then occur in your heart based on the belief that you created in your head. And from the feeling that you feel in your heart, be it anticipation or inspiration, or be it entropy and anxiety, you now produce a function with your physical body. So you now express based on the feeling you were feeling. And this function is expressed in how you present yourself, how you use your hands. These tools, these hands are our tools for co-creating and working and cooperating with our environment to co-create something amazing and beautiful for the seventh generation that is yet to grow. And so I'd like to walk through this journey of information received, belief created, a feeling in the heart, and then from that being then expressed through the function of your hands and your physical body and experience. So first, I'll walk through it as information received, looking at just the negative aspects, and then I want to look at it with the positive attributes next. So this is all the negative attributes. So you have a fact come in, and so now you're looking at the negative side of the fact, and so you create doubt. And because the fact came in, you're now doubting, because you're seeing the negative side of the fact. You're now doubting, so now you create a belief in your head based on doubt. And so now you have a doubt belief that's ingrained in your cerebrum, your brain, and your neural network in your brain literally grows like roots, and you now have a doubt seed planted in your neural network as a belief. And from that, it goes to the heart, because you now have it here. You now have this doubt belief that now expands to the heart, and it creates a state of entropy, which is degression. It's when you're actually going backwards. We don't stay still. We're constantly moving. The only constant is change, and it's whether are you changing for the better or are you changing for the worst. And so here we're talking entropy is degression, so you're changing for the worse based on the doubt belief that you created in your head. So you now have entropy and anxiety in your heart based on a fact that you looked at the negative aspect and you created a belief based on doubt. So now you have entropy and anxiety that you're feeling. And now the way you go out into the world and the way you use your hands, the way you function, the way you interact is based on entropy and anxiety. So what is that going to look like? Well, it could look like when you shake someone's hands, it's a meek handshake. It could look like jerking because you're anxious. It could look like rolling your shoulders and tucking your head and making yourself smaller. Those are all the fruit of looking at the negative aspects of a fact and creating a doubt belief in your head, and then that being expressed in your physical experience. So now let's look at the fact and look at just the positive attributes. So information comes in, and it can be factual or it can be an opinion. Each one of those has a negative and a positive attribute. So for this example, we're using a fact. So a fact comes in. We're now looking at the positive side. So you look at the positive side, and based on the positive side of the fact, you now create a belief that's based on faith in your brain. And faith is different than belief. Faith is knowing. Faith is taking a step when the next step isn't clear yet. Faith is when you recognize how small you are and that there's a higher power that is your guidance system. Faith is real. Everyone has faith. Some people just choose to focus on doubt. And belief is something that you create. Beliefs are BS. They're bullshit. They're belief systems, and this whole world is created on belief systems. Churches are belief systems. They're all, somebody had an idea, they created a belief from it, and bam, you have a church. Another example is democracy. Democracy was an idea. Somebody created a belief system about it, they implemented the belief system, and boom, democracy. So belief systems are BS, they're bullshit. The entire world is based on beliefs. So I don't believe anything. That way I'm open to learning something. And so now we had a fact come in. We were looking at the positive side of the fact, and we now create a belief that's based on faith of the direction we want to go. And now that we have this faith belief in our head, and faith is a muscle, you can strengthen faith by taking action steps based in faith. So now this faith belief goes to our heart, and from there, anticipation and inspiration build and are cultivated. And they're cultivated because of this belief of faith that you ingrained in your brain, in your subconscious, as well as your conscious mind. And so after that, so you had the fact, you had the positive fact, you now created a belief based on faith, and now that belief is in the heart, generating inspiration and anticipation, because the heart is a generator, and that's now expressed through the function of your hands, through your words, through your way of being. That is now how you do things with your hands, how you shake someone's hand, how you pick up a glass of water, how you eat your food, how you communicate with your hands, with your physical body, with your feet, with every portion of matter, solid matter. With that, what is now being expressed is inspiration and anticipation based on looking at the positive attributes of a fact and having a belief created from faith from looking at the positive attribute. So we're doing this looking at positive and negative attributes every day, and we're constantly creating these belief systems, the BS systems. And my question to you is, are you co-creating and implementing these belief systems that you want to produce a particular fruit in your life, or is it something that's unconsciously occurring and you're just going about your day looking at things and not understanding what the mechanism is of what's actually going on, and therefore just literally ingraining BS that's based on doubt into your mind and creating a state of anxiety and entropy in your heart? And then the other option is, if that's you now have the recognition of this, you now have the insight and the understanding of that. You can now look at a fact, you can look at any information you receive and see the negative and positive attributes of it, and choose what you focus on by asking quality questions to receive quality answers. So remember, every adversity carries with it an equal or greater to opportunity. Remember to subscribe to this channel. If you would like to be a guest on The Experience Podcast, reach out to myself. My email's in the description. And also you can reach out to my brother Dennis. His email is also in the description. And I look forward to interacting and seeing you soon. Thank you, and stay blessed.